Thank you for joining us for another episode of Talk Talks, sponsored by Photographer Entrepreneurs Association. And if you haven't had a chance to check out the association, go to photographerentrepreneur.com to learn more about photography business resources, templates, training, and support. We'll see you over there. All right, welcome everyone. We are back with another interview. We're really excited. Today we have with us Tomayia Colvin. Hi, Tomayia.
Hey.
We're so excited to have you on and talk to you a little bit more. For those of you who don't know Tomayia, I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. She is actually a high school senior portrait photographer. She's a best-selling children's book author, which I want to talk about that. That's pretty awesome. Photographer educator in Houston, Texas. She's the founder of Tomayia Colvin Education, an online education platform for photographers, and also the leader of Northeast Houston Tuesday Together group, and drives to make the community a place where everyone is welcome. She's on a mission to celebrate diversity and work with conferences and workshop organizers to bridge the color division and include voices that are missing from the photography industry. So welcome, Tomayia.
Yeah, welcome.
Hey.
Busy schedule there.
I know.
Right.
So why don't we just start off by you telling us a little bit more about you?
Okay, I missed that whole question. It went right out.
That's okay. Tell us a little bit more about you, your business, and maybe something that people don't know about with your business.
Okay, so one of the things I guess I need to edit on my bio is that I am a mom of 2 kids. I probably should add that in. What kind of parent are you? Did you left your kids out of your bio? Yeah, so I have a 10 and a 14-year-old. I have a 14-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son. And I am literally like, one of my things is I started out when I was little, I wanted to be a teacher. And that has never left. So went to college for teaching, have a master's degree in teaching, and getting now a doctorate degree in, again, educational leadership. Wow. So yeah, so teaching, even though like I tried to like push it away, it just kept coming back. Like I was like, I'm just going to be a photographer. I'm not going to worry about this. But I think that's one of the things that it didn't leave. And so I'm grateful for kind of listening to that voice and saying, okay, you know, this is really truly your passion. So I think a lot of people know that, you know, like, oh, she's a photographer. But in my real life, I'm really a teacher.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love that.
It's something I think as we get older also, we always come back, you know, like our why gets even bigger and we kind of go when we're younger. So for you to even listen to that voice and come back to what really, you know, hits you here, I think that's awesome. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Excellent. So through all your experiences with photography and teaching and everything that you do, you probably had some challenges in your life. So can you share with us maybe one of your biggest challenges and how you overcame that?
When I thought about it, I think my biggest challenge starting out was I was doing the comparison game. So I spent a good part of the first 2 years kind of comparing my work, my brand, and even like my photography voice to either like other leaders in the industry or other photographers in my area. And so, like they said, you know, comparison is the thief of joy. And so I think once I kind of, and Darty and I talked about this too, unfollowing everybody that kind of makes you, when you see something, you're like, oh, I'm not doing that, or oh, that's better than me. Then I did that. And so I left a lot of photography groups. I unfollowed the quote unquote competition in my area on Facebook and on Instagram. And some people, you know, Facebook has that feature where you can still remain friends, but you don't see their feed.
Yes.
And so for some people, I did that as well. So I just kind of really took myself out of a lot of the community and just kind of really focus on who I am as an artist, like what do I enjoy shooting, what's my style, like outside of the most popular preset, what do you like your photos to look like? And so that's what I think that was the biggest thing for me, kind of walking away from the whole industry standard of this is what it's supposed to look like. This is how much you're supposed to charge. You're supposed to have like 35 senior reps, like that whole situation. And just really figuring out and crafting like what worked for my business.
Wow. And I have to say that I feel like we are in the same trap all the time. Like we have to cycle ourselves. We think like, okay, don't do the comparison thing. And then all of a sudden the blinders come off a little bit and you're like over here and you're like, crap, we gotta pull back.
Right. And so, and so somebody was like, well, Paul and Melissa's group has like 16,000 people. I was like, absolutely the hell not. Like, no, that is a whole country. So, yeah. I don't want that, so it's just like those type of things, because they'd be like, oh, you should be like that. Nope, I'm leaving that to them. If I want to go hang out with 15,000 people, I'll go hang out over in that group.
Right. No, but that's so true, is because you figure out what's best for you. And when you're able to really focus on you, I imagine that's such a relief to your soul and your heart too.
Yeah, because you're not, that whole, like, if you wake up and you see, like, your competitor, like, post something and you didn't even think about it, and then you're like, oh, my life is over,
We're not alone.
I know,
We're not alone.
Right?
Yeah, no.
Good. So let's talk about marketing. Can you share with us maybe one of your best marketing techniques that you use in your business?
For me, I try the Facebook ads, and they do pretty good. But what I realized when I walked away from that whole, let's get 35 high school senior models for your business. First, I realized that as a high school teacher, you know better than to leave your business in the hands of people that don't even turn in their homework.
So true.
Like, better. Like, what the hell are you thinking? Like, better than this. Like, they barely turn in homework, like, seriously, like their insurance rates are high because they're irresponsible. Yeah. So, don't leave your business in the hands of someone else. And so for me, instead of trying to like get, high school models and that type of thing, what I wanted to do was literally make every single client like an ambassador for my business. Nice. Versus trying to like reward them for things that I should be doing anyway. And so for me, that instead of having like a whole marketing team, like for the high school seniors and that type of thing, I decided to just kind of make each and every one of them like my personal ambassador. So that means like mom, dad, grandma, and even them, just making sure that they have an experience of one that, that they appreciate. And so, like Valentine's Day is coming up here. And so, I fully anticipate, showing up to the school, with Valentine's and that type of thing. And, and so Easter will come, and then I'll show up with Easter baskets, so I am literally, I am the face of the brand. And so I decided to, instead of like, market and, put in like ads and, stuff in brochures, I just decided to invest that back into my clients.
Love it.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So what's funny is it's kind of like, that was like old school way of doing business. And then we got distracted with technology.
With social media and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
And then it's like, you're going back to the core that all of us are human beings. We want to feel good.
Yeah.
And instead of you just saying, here's like a small group of people, like you said, that aren't going to even turn in their homework, like you're like relying on them to just people that do successful programs like that. But like how you looked at it is like, there's a different way of going about this, which is really exciting. So and just for you to say, like, you're treating every single person that's a client, and because we go, everybody we come in contact with is the most important person on earth. Right. And when you make people feel like that, then they're just going to go out and be a raving fan. They're going to go out and be an ambassador, like you said. And by you going out of the way and doing these extra things, like, because a lot of people, I feel like online, you hear everybody talking about, how can I do the least amount possible
and get the most reward? But that's not it.
It doesn't work that way. Yeah.
So you got to go out and you literally have to make every single one of your clients a raving fan for your business. Like literally every single one has to go, like Charlie in the book. Everybody has to be that raving fan for your business. Like I don't care how much you invest in marketing. If you're not actually like interacting with your clients, it's going to be a complete waste of money.
Right.
Yeah.
And just so everybody knows, she just referenced Charlie, who is the character in the book Raving Fans. You guys like, who's Charlie? I know she was thinking that.
Yeah. Like,
I used to give that book to every single one of my agents when I had my real estate company. When it came on from a customer service, I gave a couple books, but that one, I love that book. It's the best customer service book ever.
That's it. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, Melissa was like, where did y'all come from with Charlie?
She's like, who's Charlie? I was like, I got you.
And I wanted to piggyback on something you said with seniors. I'm sure having that recognition is so important for them because they're kind of in a different life stage as well too. Can you kind of share a little more about that, what that experience is like for them?
Yeah, so for them, they are literally in the most important year of their high school life, right? So that's what they've been looking forward to like forever, to be like the head honcho on campus, right? But in a part of that, they're also scared because they are literally about to walk into, new territory. Some of them are leaving home. Some of them, they have to fill out college applications, scholarships, along with obviously getting a prom dress and not having a prom date, which, is like devastating. Oh my God. In the middle of prom season. But I think for me, it's like being a mentor to those kids versus being just their photographer. And really taking that relationship offline more so than anything else.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I love that. I love that. And again, it seems like it just comes natural for you because that's, like you said, you've been an educator from the start and you always are. So
right. And so for me, I guess I have an advantage that I hadn't even really considered is that young adults and teens are my thing. Adults not so much, but no. Those are problematic. Children, you can forgive them because they're children. Adults, not so much. But for them, I really want to like literally make an impact, and so that for me will take me much further than Instagram followers or Facebook or, Snapchat or trying to keep up with them on every single thing. If I'm there when they need me the most during that most, interesting time of their life, then I think they'll value me more as a person versus just someone who took their pictures.
Yep. I love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
So for a photographer that's just starting off in their business, what kind of advice would you give them?
Definitely. So, okay, let's talk about Facebook groups. Okay. So, I forgot where I was in a group last week and someone said, what happened to people looking for information or going out to seek the information? Like, I think we've become like microwave people where if there's a question about my business, I no longer like go to the book or go to Google or go looking for a resource. My first line of defense is let me go post in a Facebook group.
Yeah. That's dangerous.
That's hell of a dangerous.
Yeah.
And so I think for the new photographer starting out, I would challenge them to go to the library.
Yeah.
Go find or go read these books that we're talking about. So worst case scenario, you can be a great artist technically, but if you suck as a customer service person, your business is just trash. It's gone. So, as a new person starting out, I would challenge them to kind of step away from social media, not let it be like the end all be all of your business. Especially when education is concerned. Not necessarily marketing, but when I say like learning, technical parts or going to in-person workshops, like going to meet people in person. Versus trying to stay, let's see what's happening,
It's funny because we're so hardcore. We love technology and leveraging it, but we are so like the bulk of our business has been again, eye-to-eye contact, shaking a real hand, having a real hug, like breaking bread, having a coffee. And I think we've allowed these multi-billion-dollar companies to convince us that this is what we're supposed to be doing. And we all, fall into that gap. So it's always exciting when we hear, somebody like yourself, an influencer that says, no, like go into the real world, like get away from technology.
Yeah. Right. And, and another thing is that, and I think what has probably been the best for me is learning from people that aren't photographers.
Yes.
Going to bloggers workshops, going to sellers workshop, talking to authors, like, what are they doing? Well, wow, like I can transfer that into my business. And that's when you kind of like, you start to kind of feel and do your own thing versus kind of following the trend of what everybody else is doing.
Right. Yeah. Again, that comes back to the comparison thing too. So if you're only looking at your own industry, you're only learning this much. And I'd say for us, like photography wise, like our business, we probably, the majority of the marketing and sales and branding and everything, it came from our previous lives and experiences. Yeah. Less so about following people and what they do within the industry. And that's actually made all the difference, for us. Yeah. Yeah. Because you're bringing real estate. Melissa, you're just amazing all around. I'm so lucky. Well, you married well, I got to tell you. So, I think it's the perfect mix of both worlds that you get to bring that knowledge into what you're doing creatively now. Yeah. And I think it's something that everyone can do, to really think about those strengths that they have besides photography, what aspects that they have to share with the world, and bring it into their business so that it is unique and you have your own unique spin to it. I mean, I think it's yeah. I think that's what literally like makes you stand out. Like what is it that you have? Because at this point, everybody can take pictures. Everybody can go buy a camera. So what else do you have? Yeah. Exactly. That's awesome. So I have a fun question for you now. If you were to locate to a brand new area, no one knew who you were, and you had $1,000 in your business bank account, what would you do with that money to market yourself? So I would totally, first I would save it, right? Because I'm going to need it for a while if I'm in a new place. And depending on what are the goals kind of that I want to set for the business, I would literally I would go hang out in all the free spots, right? So if there's like the Chamber of Commerce, they let anybody come to a meeting sometime, if you're a first time guest for free. So I would totally roll in there and hey, I'm new, that's 40 business owners or more in one spot, right? So I would go there. And then they always have those B&I meetings that you have to pay to be a member to. Yes. Yeah. I would go there because you get to go there for free too. If that's your first meeting. So I would go over there. And then if I'm trying to expand in the senior market, I would definitely go reach out to the PTA of each one of the schools that I'm trying to target to, because they never have enough volunteers, ever. So PTA people always want, they want time and they want your money. That's two things that they want from the PTA. As a parent, you know this. Right. So if I can go be a help in that arena, then as soon as I figure out who Queen Bee Mom is, I'm on. She and I are going to be best friends because she's making all the decisions. Yep. Love it. That's awesome. Yeah. That's so awesome. You basically, you're stretching out that money further because you're finding some free resources again and having that face-to-face. It sounds Yeah. So I would definitely go and touch as many people as I can, and then, I would just really just kind of implant myself into the community in different places. I wouldn't limit myself to, just grown people. I would, where do you need guest speaker for, for your school, wherever I needed to go implant myself, so that people would get to know me, then that's where I would be. Excellent. That's great. That's great advice. Yeah. So do you have a success ritual or something that you do on a daily basis that you think contributes to your success? So I am this is for real. This is real life.
So hold on, let me show it to you. So I'm a goals person.
Love it.
Oh yeah.
I am literally, and I like to write. I like to write everything. And so I literally, when I wake up, probably right around now, probably like around 10 or so, I'll kind of go back and I'll look and see, okay, so what are the goals? What are we trying to do? Okay. And then I will kind of like break those down into like chunks. And so like, okay, no, you're not going to be like number one today. That's not going to happen. But if you keep on working on the little parts, then those little parts equal the big parts. And then eventually you'll get there. So I try not to think of like, okay, I need to be like this today. Just work on like a little piece. So I try not to get myself like too overwhelmed. And so I'll say, okay, like what's one thing today that you're going to do? Just one. Because in my real life, I have homework that's due on Thursday. I have karate practice at 4. I have to be in the karate line at 3:30. I have to pick up Grace from basketball practice at 5:30. Yep. So between now and 3 o'clock, where it's time for me to go to the car rider line, then I can't be consumed with like, okay, I need to do 15 things, because then I would be overwhelmed. And so I would just find like that 1 or 2 things that, okay, this is what I have to do. Just one thing or just 2 things, but I try not to like look at like the whole big list for the day, and just do like 1 or 2 things. And so I think the biggest thing is just really, I have to believe in Tomayia more than anyone else does. And so, you know, having that reality check that no one's kind of gonna believe in your business the way that you do. Period and point blank. And so if you want to be who you say you want to be, then you have to be the catalyst, and you have to get up and you have to bust your ass every day. To get to the point of what you want to do, because no one else is thinking about, you know, Tomayia Colvin photography. No one else is thinking about your education platform the way that you are, except for you. So it's kind of like you got to believe in this thing more than anybody else.
Yeah. That's awesome. And you two are connected because Melissa is a notebooker.
Yes.
She puts everything in writing. She writes down. She just started. She used to have like, no joke, like probably like 20 notebooks all over the place.
I have a notebook.
So
that was just one. So I have a backup one in case I forget one. Yes.
Now, she just learned recently a technique called the bullet journal.
Yeah, it was a workshop here last night, and I missed it, and I was kind of sad about that. But yeah.
So she has a better way of organizing, so she knows where
to find
those notes are.
Yeah, but I love that, because when you write, there's something really psychologically too. When you put it on paper, it makes it more real for you to assess. And I love that you chunk it down. Like, I love that, because like if we write this big goal, if we don't have the little steps in between, it totally can get overwhelming. And like you said, like, you're more than just a photographer. You're a mom. You have your things that you're working on in your personal life. Like, you need to kind of make it realistic for you. So
yeah. And you know, at the end of the week, you know, you'll get all of that done, but you can't like look at the entire picture and be like, oh. You know, because like I talked to you yesterday, I was like, oh, I have a stomach virus.
Right.
It's canceled. Yeah. So, yeah.
And I know, at least for us, when you get in that overwhelmed state, it's easier just to like shut down. So then nothing gets done.
Yeah. So at least if you do one thing, I don't care, even if you just, you know, post it one time.
Yep.
And I did something, and then I'm gonna go have a piece of cake.
Yeah. I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
She'll drink a green juice. I'll have the cake.
That's right. Listen, you have green juice, Paul and we are going to have the cake.
Yeah. So can you share with us maybe a tool that you use in your business, or a resource, either, you know, business photography wise, something that you use on a regular basis?
So 2 things. One, obviously we both are users of 17 Hats, and that is not like as an influencer or, you know, like, you know, but that thing like really keeps me together.
Yeah.
because that way I have like a calendar of like what is happening.
Yep.
Because sometimes like I will forget, like I will be like, oh, I don't know what the hell happened. Yeah, like this week, like I have no idea. So it keeps like all of the inquiries and all that stuff together. But then, I even like have it synced where like the kids calendar, all of it kind of goes together. So it's kind of like when I'm looking at like my app, like my Google Calendar, like I get to see like a big picture. I'm a big picture person, just trying to see like the whole view. So that, and then I really like Shoe Proof as well, because once I'm done, then that's how I deliver everything. And those seniors, man, they like those mobile apps. So those two things are my bread and butter.
Excellent.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah. I just say before 17 hats, like I would not get back to people like I was supposed to, like forget. We call them trash can leads. Like they would be great leads. And then I'd be overwhelmed working business. And Melissa came in, she got into it. She figured it out. She put it all together. We had the workflows, and it's like, she pulls people back out of it. Like people that can get back to us for like 30 days. She has a 30-day email. Like that's somebody I would have never thought of. Like they were like,
like we're out of here. Oh, you didn't respond? Oh, well, I'm on to something else. Right.
She pulls up, like we made so much money off of people that we would have never talked to again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have some sort of system in place. Otherwise, again, life happens. So, yeah.
Right.
Great.
So last but not least, can you tell us a little bit about what you're working on now and how can people get in touch with you?
So literally right now I'm working on this dissertation. Anybody wants to come and join that fun department of my life, you are more than welcome to come. But that I'm working on a dissertation, and I just started this doctorate degree last semester. I think when I saw you guys last, I think I told you that I was going to start. So now I'm in it. And that is eye-opening, looking at research and that type of thing. So that's cool. So that's where I am right now. So hopefully in the next 2.5 years or so, I'll be done with that. And so, yeah, it's exciting because I think my best friend, she asked me yesterday. So she was like, so, when we went to school, we got those undergrad degrees. I was like, yeah. She was like, we didn't use that stuff. I was like, nah. So she was like, so are you learning anything in school? That's what my best friend asked me yesterday. She was like, are you learning anything? Like how your parent actually, like, did you, like how I ask my kids when they get in the car, like, did you learn anything today? My kids say no. But she asked me, like, are you learning anything in school? And I said, what's so interesting about this doctorate degree is that everything that I learn, I get to implement right back.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I'm working in and in my career. And I get to impact someone else's life based on research, right? And so for me, that's where I am right now. I have the education platform just like you guys do. Yeah. And I think what's so cool, having the education platform and having, dissertation going to school, I'm the only entrepreneur in the program. And so my classwork often comes from the education platform.
Nice. Wow.
Nice.
So it makes me accountable that the way that I don't even want to be accountable. So they'll ask, like, Tomayia, so what did your school learn?
Feed it to the fire.
Yeah. This is what they learned this week. Okay. Who's in your school? What does the demographic look like? And just those type of things that, I think we all should know. But now being able to see like what clicks, because it's not all like, sometimes we think that it's luck, how people kind of end up in a place that they are. And sometimes research has already proven that if you need to be successful, then these are the things that you need to do. And it's already there. I think the most important thing now is pulling all of that research and being able to put it right back and change somebody else's life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So where would your educational platform, where would they find you?
So I am at TomayiaColvinEducation.com.
Excellent.
Great. We'll make sure we'll link
Absolutely.
to that in the show notes and everything as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been great.
This has been awesome. Thank you so much for taking time. I know
Yeah.
it's been a busy time of year, but we really appreciate it and love your insight and I think the biggest thing I've gotten out of this is just keeping that focus on you and what's best for your business.
Right.
Kind of letting go of all the noise. I love that. I think it's a good lesson that we need to come back to over and over again. So,
Right. And I think sometimes we need a daily reminder.
yeah.
Because sometimes we'll get a little busy in our brains a bit. And we'll get a little foggy, it's like, it's like I'm at WPPI and, I didn't do that in my business, I didn't do that at all, so then you're like, okay, wait, clear the room, clear the smoke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Breathe again.
Yep.
Okay. All right. You didn't do that. You did not. But it's okay. It's like,
okay. I love it.
Yeah, eat a piece of cake and it'll be good. Yeah.
I'm there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tomayia. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you again for taking the
You're
time.
welcome. And I'll hug you all in 3 weeks or so.
Yes. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Talk Talks, sponsored by Photographer Entrepreneurs Association. And if you haven't had a chance to check out the association, go to photographerentrepreneur.com to learn more about photography business resources, templates, training, and support. We'll see you over there.